On the 25th of April, 2024, in the early afternoon, on Highway 52 inches Florida, an officer with the Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, spotted a white Nissan Altima driven by DeMarco Lee Earls Jr., traveling at 103 to 111 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour speed limit zone. When signaled to stop, the driver ignored the signal, ran a red light, and sped away, triggering a high-speed chase. The chase quickly escalated as the suspect sped up Suncoast Parkway at speeds exceeding 115 miles per hour, swerving erratically through traffic, forcing other vehicles to swerve, and even driving against the flow of traffic on the State Road 54 entrance in an attempt to escape, creating an extremely dangerous situation for all road users. Recognizing the escalating danger, Sergeant Dominique Howard decided to execute a precise PIT maneuver on the rear of the vehicle, causing the Altima to lose control, spin around, and come to a stop on the side of the road, ending the high-speed chase. Immediately after the vehicle stopped, the suspect fled on foot and resisted arrest violently, forcing officers to use force to subdue him as he repeatedly threatened and attempted to attack, even trying to bite the police. A subsequent search revealed cocaine and fentanyl in his system, leading DeMarco Lee Earls Jr. to face a series of serious charges and be denied bail, demonstrating how a single decision to flee quickly escalated into a chain of serious crimes with irreversible legal consequences. At approximately 2:26 p.m. on Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2024, in Broward County, Florida, an officer with the Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, spotted a black Cadillac speeding at approximately 80 miles per hour on I-95. Notably, the front bumper of the vehicle had detached and struck the patrol car. As soon as the officer signaled the driver to stop, the driver sped away, triggering a high-speed chase. The chase quickly became extremely dangerous as the suspect swerved erratically across all lanes, deliberately rear-ending a Nissan pickup and a Toyota Corolla to make an escape, traveling through multiple routes such as State Road 84 and US 441, and even driving through a busy school area, demonstrating a complete disregard for public safety. After 2 unsuccessful PIT attempts, FHP forces switched to a tactic of blocking and cornering the vehicle at the Broward BAT entrance. The Cadillac was eventually forced to stop, but the driver stubbornly reversed, ramming into the patrol car before finally coming to a complete stop and being surrounded. The suspect, identified as 2 one-year-old Greta Jayades, eventually surrendered and was apprehended, but continued to resist arrest by spitting at an officer during her detention, facing a series of serious charges including causing injury, fleeing from police, and resisting law enforcement, demonstrating how a pursuit that began with a speeding violation can quickly escalate into a series of dangerous acts and severe legal consequences. At approximately 3 p.m. on Monday, the 22nd of April, 2024, in the Finney Ridge neighborhood of Seattle, Washington, a man committed a brazen carjacking at the intersection of North 44th Street and Woodland Park Avenue North. He not only stole the vehicle, but also used it to run over a victim before fleeing, prompting police to issue an immediate pursuit. During the chase through urban streets, the suspect drove recklessly, repeatedly colliding with 2 police patrol cars as he attempted to escape, forcing authorities to pursue and coordinate the pursuit through several densely populated residential areas, increasing the danger to nearby residents. The chase ended when the stolen vehicle lost control and crashed at the intersection of North 68th Street and Dayton Avenue North, where police quickly surrounded the scene and apprehended the suspect shortly after the collision. The suspect was detained at the scene and confirmed to be the perpetrator of the earlier carjacking, while the injured victim was taken to the hospital but was not in life-threatening condition. The area around North 68th Street was closed for investigation, demonstrating how an initial act of violence can quickly escalate into a dangerous chain of collisions and serious legal consequences in a crowded urban environment. At approximately 7:35 p.m. on the 8th of August 2025, in the Key Largo Islamorada area of Florida, Florida Highway Patrol, Frander spotted a gray Toyota Camry driven by Glenn Saltz Jr. speeding on US 1. When signaled to stop, the driver initially slowed down but then suddenly accelerated and sped south, triggering a high-speed chase. chase quickly became extremely dangerous as the suspect sped up to 118 miles per hour, swerving, running red lights, even driving against traffic, throwing beer cans out of the car, and speeding through construction sites and across the Snake Creek Bridge while an initial police intervention failed and damaged the patrol car, forcing authorities to continue the pursuit under extremely risky conditions. After running over a tire deflation device deployed by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, the Camry continued to flee on its flat tires until an FHP officer performed a precise PIT near milestone 85, causing the vehicle to lose control and come to a stop, ending the chase. The suspect initially resisted but was quickly subdued and arrested. Police found several cans of beer in the vehicle, and Saltz admitted to using alcohol, marijuana, and prescription drugs. He was subsequently sent for a mental health evaluation under the Baker Act due to signs of instability and self-harm intent, facing a series of serious charges including DUI, fleeing from police, reckless driving, and assaulting a police officer, demonstrating how driving while intoxicated can quickly escalate into a dangerous chain reaction that cannot be stopped until forceful action is taken. Around dusk on the 12th of September 2024, in Sheridan, Colorado, police deployed multiple units to pursue a reported stolen vehicle, with multi-angle dashcam footage from at least 4 patrol cars recording the entire sequence of events as officers simultaneously pursued the vehicle through the city streets. The pursuit quickly entered a tactical phase as multiple patrol vehicles coordinated closely, maintaining a surrounding formation, constantly adjusting their positions to force the suspect's direction of movement, while the communication system between units allowed them to control distance and pressure to minimize the possibility of escape in the complex traffic environment. When the opportune moment was determined, the lead officer executed a precise PIT maneuver on the rear of the vehicle, causing the suspect's car to spin sideways, completely lose control, and come to a halt on the road, ending the chase in an instant. Immediately after the vehicle stopped, the unit swiftly moved in and subdued the suspect, ensuring no further risk to the community. This demonstrates the power of multi-unit coordinated tactics and the timely use of intervention to quickly neutralize a dangerous situation before it escalates beyond control. On the morning of the 2nd of January 2023, at approximately 9:10 a.m. in East Point, Georgia, Georgia State Police, in coordination with the East Point Police Department, identified and apprehended 19-year-old Matthew Gaskins, a wanted fugitive with multiple felony charges, while he was driving a stolen Jeep Grand Cherokee on Washington Street. As soon as authorities attempted to apprehend him, the suspect immediately sped away, driving through residential streets and even into the backyard of a house in an attempt to escape, forcing police to deploy multiple pit maneuvers in quick succession to disable the vehicle, as the situation became increasingly dangerous and chaotic. After numerous pursuit and intervention attempts, the chase ended in the parking lot at 3100 Washington Street when officers executed a decisive pit maneuver, causing the Jeep to lose control, crash into a utility pole, and come to a complete stop, ending any possibility of further escape.
Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands on the steering wheel. Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands.
Suspect Matthew Gaskins was apprehended at the scene and faces a series of new charges including vehicle theft, fleeing from police, and felony charges from various parts of Atlanta, demonstrating that his attempt to evade capture not only failed but also significantly increased the level of prosecution and legal consequences. On Tuesday afternoon, the 20th of February 2024, at approximately 3:10 p.m. at the intersection of I-430 and Stagecoach, Arkansas, a patrol officer spotted a silver Toyota driven by Braden Crump, a suspect with a valid arrest warrant, and signaled him to stop. The suspect initially pulled over, but then unexpectedly turned the vehicle around and sped eastbound on Stagecoach, triggering a pursuit. The chase quickly became extremely dangerous as Crump drove at speeds exceeding 95 miles per hour in heavy traffic, repeatedly overtaking on the shoulder, driving against traffic, and nearly causing multiple collisions. During his escape, he even lightly struck another vehicle and threw a Glock 19 pistol out the window to dispose of evidence. The chase ended when Crump lost control of his vehicle at the intersection of Stagecoach and Herndon Lane, causing the car to veer into a ditch and come to a complete stop, giving officers the opportunity to quickly approach and apprehend the suspect. The suspect was taken to the hospital for treatment of minor injuries before being detained. A subsequent search uncovered ammunition, marijuana, and approximately $1,200 in cash. Crump admitted to using drugs before driving and faces a series of serious charges including assault, fleeing the scene, possession of a weapon, destruction of evidence, and driving under the influence of drugs, demonstrating that fleeing only escalated the situation and resulted in far more serious legal consequences. On the 18th of March, 2024, on a Florida highway, a Florida Highway Patrol FHP officer stopped a driver for suspicious behavior. However, instead of complying, the driver sped away, claiming to be a psychic, and triggered a high-speed chase. During the chase, the suspect drove at high speed, constantly swerving through lanes and performing dangerous maneuvers to evade law enforcement, forcing FHP officers to maintain a close pursuit and look for the right moment to safely intervene. After maintaining close pursuit for a sufficient distance, an FHP officer executed a precise pit maneuver against the rear of the vehicle, causing the suspect's car to lose control, spin sideways, and come to a halt on the shoulder, thereby bringing the chase to a complete end. The moment the vehicle came to a halt, police officers swiftly closed in to subdue the suspect at the scene, subsequently transporting them to a detention facility for processing in accordance with regulations. This demonstrates that no matter how hard the individual attempts to offer justifications or behaves erratically, every high-speed pursuit ultimately ends with the suspect being neutralized and facing serious legal consequences. On the 5th of May, 2024, on a highway in Florida, officers from the Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, spotted a vehicle displaying signs of a traffic violation and signaled for it to stop. However, the driver failed to comply and immediately accelerated to flee, triggering a high-speed pursuit. During the escape, the suspect drove at excessive speeds on the highway, weaving continuously through traffic, changing lanes abruptly, and engaging in dangerous maneuvers to evade the police, forcing multiple FHP units to coordinate in a pursuit and containment effort amidst high-speed traffic conditions. After maintaining pursuit pressure and identifying an opportune moment, the officers executed a tactical intervention to disable the vehicle, rendering the suspect's car unable to continue moving. The moment the vehicle came to a halt, police officers swiftly closed in to subdue the suspect and take him into custody for processing by the authorities. This demonstrated that no matter how prolonged or perilous the pursuit, effective inter-unit coordination and timely intervention remained the pivotal factors in bringing the situation to a close without resulting in more serious consequences. At approximately 9:15 p.m. on the 18th of June 2024, in Nassau County, New York, officers from the Nassau County Police Department, NCPD, observed a vehicle displaying signs of a violation and signaled for it to stop on a local street. However, the driver failed to comply and immediately accelerated to flee, initiating a pursuit through a densely populated residential area. During the escape, the suspect drove at high speeds, weaving erratically through intersections, running red lights, and disregarding traffic signs, thereby posing a direct threat to the public and other vehicles, which compelled multiple police units to coordinate their efforts, maintain a pursuit formation, and attempt to box in the vehicle. After implementing a containment strategy, police forces successfully boxed in the suspect's vehicle, forcing it to come to a halt amidst a ring of patrol cars and bringing the pursuit to an end. The moment the vehicle came to a halt, officers swiftly approached and subdued the suspect, transporting them to authorities to face serious charges, including fleeing from police and reckless driving, demonstrating that in a densely populated urban environment, any attempt to escape is quickly thwarted thanks to the close coordination among law enforcement units.